Cheers, UC. How's everybody doing? Jeff back for a video. It's been some time. And I actually want to share a Vinyl Find video with you guys. It's been some time since I've done that. Looking back at my videos, I realized that, it's been since November since my last Vinyl Find video. So I'm sticking with really January. I'm not gonna go back into December or even Christmas stuff because there's just too much stuff to show. I want to stick to stuff that I've been listening to a little bit more than some older stuff, and I don't want to make this video too long. So anyways, I hope everybody is doing well. Without further ado, what I have playing on right now is Klaus Doldinger's collaboration or project, I guess if you will, Passport. And this is Cross Collateral. Klaus is a saxophonist. This would be, I guess, sort of funky fusion jazz. You might be able to hear it in the background. I have a couple of Passport albums, this one and the next one. Probably their two best. I think I like Cross Collateral a little better than Looking Through. On Atco, I think this is a US pressing. Finally was able to find a copy of this. My favorite album from Van der Graaf Generator would be Pawn Hearts, and this would probably be my second favorite of theirs, God Bluff. I've just never had any luck trying to find this in the wild. I believe this may have been a Discogs or maybe even an eBay purchase. No luck finding it in the wild, so I resorted to online. This is a Canadian pressing on Charisma. So two tracks to check out on this are Scorched Earth and The Sleepwalkers. Just a fantastic album, prog rock. And I just noticed as I'm kind of reaching over to grab the records on here at the desk here, I've got the tripod on the desk and it's kind of bumping me a little bit, so I'll watch that. This next album I got a few weeks ago for $4, and this is Osabissa. This is produced by Tony Visconti, the famous producer Tony Visconti, who has produced many people, many albums. This is an original, was it US pressing? I can't remember now. Nope, it's Canadian, but original on Decca. Like I say, $4. Roger Dean cover. A lot of people know Roger Dean from Yes, is probably someone who he's done the most work for regularly. And this is a gatefold. I just want to show you guys because it's just such great art. And on the inside, again, $4. I have listened to this. It's, I think they call it Afro pop, and it's some African vibe. It's very drum heavy. There's organs, there's horns on here. It's there are parts on here where it sounds like there's almost a little bit of prog on here. Some of the guitar work reminds you of Santana. Just a great, great album. I've seen it a few times in the VC, but I'd never seen it in the wild. So to find this for $4 was a really great find. One missing from my Prince collection is First. This is For You. One of Prince's more popular albums. I'm not a huge Prince fan. I'm a Prince fan, and I like to collect his things when I see them. But this is one that never really came up, and I actually got an email from somebody I purchased from regular, and he said he had this. So it's a later pressing of this, as I say, on Warner Brothers. So nice to add that to the Prince collection. The second in the, what I call the opening or the intro trilogy for Bo Hansen. This is the one of the three that I didn't have. This is the second of the three from 1973. This is Magician's Hat by Bo Hansen. Excellent record. I think of the three, Lord of the Rings is still my favorite, again on Charisma. Magician's Hat. Texas. These guys are Texas hard rock. My first Blood Rock album, Blood Rock 2. And this is a Canadian on the Capital Target label. Haven't listened to this one yet, but Blood Rock 2, their second album, obviously, my first from them. I believe this is an original US. London Chuck Berry Sessions. This is a gatefold. Really nice shape. It has a textured cover. Haven't listened to this yet, but I found this for really cheap. The Blood Rock, this one, and the next two I found at an antique store, or antique market, if you will. About 30 minutes from my place. I hadn't been there in some time, probably in a year, year and a half or so. So I made a trip out a few weeks ago and found these four. Next one from that place is Leslie West, his debut Mountain. And this is a US original on Windfall. Classic hard rock that we all know from Leslie, and of course going on to form Mountain. Here's one I didn't have on LP, I only had a CD, Quicksilver Messenger Service. And this is a later reissue on Purple Capital. Nice shape. Just a great record. Maybe their best. This was an online purchase that I made. Give a shout out to Diana Biernat in Germany. I think I first heard about this album from her, and actually now that I say that, it might have been Carm, so hello to both if either of you are watching. This guy, I think he's been gone for maybe 4 years now, 3 years for sure, but maybe even 4. And this is his debut album from 1974, from Tangerine Dream. This is Aqua by Edgar, I don't want to butcher the last name, I believe the O is long, Edgar Froese. I don't think it's Freeze or any other way. I think it's Froese. Anyways, beg your pardon if that's incorrect. This is a later reissue on Virgin. The half green, or green on a label on one side, red on the other. Outstanding stuff. This was an online purchase that I made, I believe, through Discogs as well. Just happy to find that. Such a great album. This just came out. It was released, I think, officially on, might have been the 25th of January. There was 3 albums from this guy who was released in the last week and a half or so from Music on Vinyl. This is probably the only one I'm going to buy. This is Crossings by Herbie Hancock. Quite possibly my favorite Herbie Hancock album. Headhunters is up there, but this is just so different and just more experimental, and I just love this album. 180 gram, as you see on Music on Vinyl. It's a gatefold. The other 2 albums that Music on Vinyl is reissuing from Herbie Hancock is the Fat Albert, Rotunda, and the other one is Wandishi, I believe, is the other one. Of the 3, this is my favorite, like I say. Probably my favorite Herbie Hancock album. Crossings from Music on Vinyl. And the sound on that is excellent. Pronunciation, again, Samandi. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. This was a reissue in the last couple of years. Originally released in 1972. It's a gatefold. I'm getting to the last 4 albums I have. I'll explain when I get there, but it was from a store that I hadn't been to before, and this was actually playing in the store when I was there. But this album I ordered online probably a couple of weeks ago. Originally released, did I say 1972, I think. This is on Alaska Records. 180 gram. Again, the VC, didn't know anything about these guys. Learned 100% about them through the VC. Missing from my Peter Gabriel collection. This is a double album of his from the late 80s, and it's a soundtrack, 2 LP on Geffen Records. This is Passion, Music for the Last Temptation of Christ. It's an original Canadian. It's not a gatefold, it's just a single pocket with the 2 albums. But just love this record. Instrumental, very haunting. Passion. Great stuff. Underrated Peter Gabriel album. That was a Discogs purchase. And as I say, the last 4 albums I have here was from a store that I went to. I was out of town this weekend, and I made about a 25-minute drive north to a store called 33 1/3 Record. 33 1/3 Records in a city called Aurora, Ontario. Never been there before. I got talking to the owner. Him and his wife own and operate the store. He's been there about 3 years now. Incredible stuff. I ended up buying 4 records. I think I put about 7 back, just because I simply had to limit myself. The first one that I got was probably my favorite album of his. I've seen it a few times, but it's never in nice shape. So I've always passed on it on Bearsville Records. This is the double LP, Something Anything from Todd Rundgren. Nice shape, and I think this was only about 18 or 20 bucks or something. Double LP from Todd. So finally happy to have a copy of that on LP. This is a reissue from 2009, I believe. Originally on Stax, but this is a Sundays reissue. This is King and Queen by Otis Redding and Carla Thomas. Never heard a bad thing about this album. It was near mid-minus condition. Somebody had it, probably listened to it once and decided to sell it. So happy to pick up this. Okay, the next 2 were my big jaw droppers. These are probably 2 of the biggest pickups that I've had maybe in the last couple of years. Dallas, if you're watching this, you already know what this one is. Dallas Pez showed this in a video a couple of months ago. It's a psych record, what he considers, I think, maybe his favorite psych record of all time. Anyways, this is an Israeli band, and the store, on the back wall, they had 2 large shelves. I think they were 2 25 cubbies, 5x5, side by side, and going across they had jazz, blues, and then psych garage rock. And on the very top, the first cubby that I just started rifling through, and they were all just like here. And you know, from a shopping and digging perspective, it's not the best, looking through the spines and having to flip through, you know, this way. But this, in the first dozen records that I flipped through, oh, Pop Churchill's self-titled. I think this was from originally from 1969. This is prime psychedelic. This is a 2004, did I say 2014 reissue, on a label called Hedarzi. But yeah, this is, and the condition, I mean, I don't even think it was played maybe once or twice. But, and I asked the owner, I pulled it off the shelf right away, and I asked him, you know, how or where'd you get this from? And he said that it was from an EU supplier I was just amazed that I found this. Great shape, and the price was excellent, cheaper than what it's going for. Even this particular pressing, which is 2014. I think there's one original pressing, Israeli pressing, for sale right now on Discogs. Just for giggles, go and check and see what that's going for. Very happy to find this. I haven't listened to it yet. I have it on my phone ever since Dallas did his video. I've been listening to it since then, never thinking that I'd find even a reissue of it, so very happy to find that. And the last one, this is again another album that I never thought that I would find. This was came out originally in 1976. Sorry, I was going to say 1974. 1976. This is Italian prog band who mostly did soundtracks. This was one of their rare This is one of their rare non-soundtrack albums. Sorry. And this is Goblin's Roller, again 1976. This is an original Canadian pressing on Attic Records. Excellent shape. A little bit a punch out and a little bit of ring wear on the cover, but naturally with an all white cover like this, it's just to be expected. So I was very happy to find a copy of this. Italian Frog, Goblin's Roller. And that's it. That's going to do it for this update, folks. I hope everybody's doing well. If you're still with me, I appreciate you watching. Take care. We'll see you next time.